I decided I'm going to have some more fun with these videos. And because really you guys are just my friends watching. So I'm going to do some stuff just because I think it's hilarious. So Josh, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot GMT. Absolutely love this thing. And I want to give a shout out to one of my friends who's an executive leadership coach, who recently inspired me to give more money to Meshalachim and davening, because she had a great story of getting hit up for tzedakah, only wanting to give a certain amount, and then said, wait a second, if I give more, I'll get more back. And she immediately doubled her pledge, and very shortly after, a really good business opportunity came her way, and Hashem immediately paid her back. So big ups, Nami. I want to talk about the space-time continuum. Zoltan. That's for you, Jeter. So the world was created in a very limited fashion, right? So there's time and space and matter. Whereas before the world existed, none of that was here, right? Hashem was here forever. There was no before, now, after. And actually in today's Rambam, if you're doing the daily Rambam, which none of you are, except for Itai, the Rambam talks about how Hashem is the knower, the knowledge, and the known, and that it's not crazy for Hashem to know every single thing that's going to happen, because if you zoom out where he's beyond time, there is no such thing as before, now, or later, or after. But for us in this world, we feel like there was yesterday and today and tomorrow. So how do you reconcile this difference between having free will to do what we want, but also recognizing that Hashem knows what we're going to choose anyway? Now, I argue this with Dr. Mark, penis fixer, Goldberg, all the time. And Mark can't accept that the Amoraim and Tanaim and Rishonim and Achronim, everyone's arguing all this stuff about the Gemara, and that even though man decided by debating what the halacha would be ultimately, that's also what Hashem wanted it to be. Whereas Dr. Mark's take is, no, Hashem is okay with whatever we choose. He didn't have a predestined, this is what the halacha should be. He just said, whatever you guys choose, I'm good with. And I call bullshit on that, because Hashem is the past, the present, and the future. He's the knower, the knowledge, and the known. And so Rambam makes it very clear that this is a concept that we will never understand. It's beyond our comprehension, but that doesn't mean we can't accept it as a truth, because it is a truth. If you put a mouse in a little mouse maze and you said, find your way out of this thing, and you were zoomed out because you're looking from a bird's eye view, and the mouse can only see two-dimensional, right, where he is. So you're saying, okay, mouse, choose what you want. Choose how you're going to get the hell out of here. But you want the mouse to make it out, right? That's your goal. How could it be that you could also will the mouse to where it's going to be and know where the mouse is going to go if you give the mouse a choice? Now, my mind just exploded thinking about that, but the truth is that that's not a problem for Hashem. And just because we have no way to fathom that, because our minds are built into this system, we're built into a system. We can only understand what's relative to the system. So you're talking about something that makes no rational sense, but Rambam makes it very clear that it's true. So I think that a big portion of why people do mitzvahs has to do with whether they understand them or don't understand them. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is action. I tell Yaakov Lifter all the time, you don't need me for shit, because you're up at 5:30 doing Daf Chabura every day, and you're doing all the mitzvahs, and you don't need to hear what I'm saying. And ultimately, that's what it's about, right? Doing mitzvahs. That's why the whole system was created. But there has to be an understanding that Hashem created this world and gave us free will to choose. And at the same time, he already knows what we're going to choose, but that doesn't hold us back. He's still out here rooting for us. And I know this makes no sense, but he's saying, I know what you're going to choose, but I still want you to crush it, right? And that to me is actually empowering, because it's like, hey, nothing's been predetermined here. Yes, he knows what I'm going to do. And you know what? On the flip side, a big problem that people have is that they think because they have free will that somehow it was a cause, a result of their actions that led to whatever happened. Like Jill flooded the house a month ago. And the day that it flooded, she said, I'm so upset, I can't stop thinking about it. And she's like, look at you, you're sitting here, you're taking a nap, you're drinking a tea while the house is flooded. And I'm like, well, why the hell not? And she's like, well, what do you mean? Look what I did, how are you not upset at me? And I said, you think you did this? No, Hashem did this. You were just the one who left the sink on. But if it was going to happen, it was going to happen with or without you. So don't lose sight of the fact that just because you think you did something, that he didn't know or want it to happen regardless. He has a million messengers. It could work any way it wants. And when it comes to Kabbalah's Ol of the oral Torah, just because a bunch of Jews debated in a room in Babylon or in Israel and came up with halachas, and you think that they decided that, that doesn't mean it's not in line with what Hashem actually wanted them to decide. So the point of this video is, Dr. Mark, suck it, and peace out, guys.